Okay, so on the elastic waist pants, I have already rolled them once and then stitched seams on both sides, right? And I worn them and washed them and worn and washed them for forever. These are the pants that I also DoorDash out of, so stains and all, I need them to DoorDash. I'm not gonna ruin another pair of pants for, you don't know. When you do food delivery, the the bags leak, the Coke spill. Hush. So, um, I have taken the elastic out. I know that some of you are going, but I don't have a sewing machine. I'm going to put a link for a cheapo sewing machine you can get at your nearest vacuum shop. Just ask him. Just tell the repairman, say, I just need a cheap one. I am going to mend pants for myself, and that's all. You probably can get away with $50. But if that's as low as he can go into Walmart and make sure you can't get a cheaper one. Go on Amazon, see how low priced the sewing machines are. And you know what? I have some tutorials here where you just buy your sewing machine and you're getting it out of the box. Now what? I have a piece of paper that you put under and you get the feel of the pedal, all of that. So I'm going to show you right now how I do the pants, and then I'm going to leave a link where you can go to my blog on Sew Inclined Company, SEW, inclinedcompany.com, and there are some tutorials there. I'll give you a in-depth one here soon. But the rest of the story, I had to take the pockets out because the pockets were at the right side, but then when I rolled them, the pockets went up higher, and then I rolled it the second time, the pockets went up even higher into the waistband, and I lost the pocket. So I just took them out and sewed a seam down the side, closing up the pockets. I'm so sad about that, but this isn't a permanent problem. In about another 3 months, if we continue with the amount of weight loss and the inches lost, you guys, I can't believe how many inches I've lost I'm on 130 days, I think, on the carnivore diet. And when they say recomposition, they're right. It does. Your body moves things, and you're going, whoa, where did that come from? So it's okay because it'll move them again. Don't worry. But all of my weight was always in the front belly. So the belly is shrinking, which is good, but not fast enough. You know how we are. Anyway, so I'm going to continue on the pants. I'm going to stitch the seams or the pockets closed, and then I'm going to put a new elastic in. I had to take the elastic out because I had already turned the waistband over once, stitched all 4 places, and wore it that way. And actually, I stitched about 8 different. When I say stitch, I zigzagged the the waistband down. So then I did it again. So I had all of that fabric on my waist, which didn't matter because I have over 100 pounds to lose. So no big deal. That's a big deal to me. But there was just too much fabric there, so I had to do something. And what I did, and I'm talking for me because I've been sewing for about 58 years. It's easy, and I'll try to make it easy for you, but it's not going to be easy when you lose that much weight. And if I continue to lose another 20 pounds every 3 months, I'm not going to replace my clothes until I'm done because then the Goodwill will love me because here's your brand new clothes, only worn 3 months. I just, that's a good problem. It's a great problem, by the way. Anyway, so here is my pants and what I'm doing. I will show you on my sewing machine where my stitches for stretch pants. Now my machine is a Singer, and the zigzag just doesn't do it. It's not close enough in for me unless I do a satin stitch, which is a real tight, patchwork. So the number that I have on my machine is a 31, and what it is a stretch stitch. It looks like lightning all the way down, but instead of zigzag like this, you get one stitch, one stitch, one stitch. This one goes more down and up, so that it'll stretch a whole lot more than a zigzag stitch. And I'll show you here just in a minute. But what I'm doing is I'm closing up the pockets and putting an elastic waistband in. Okay, so here is my sewing machine, but you see down there on 31, that's the zigzag, not the zigzag, that's the lightning bolt that I'm putting on the side of stretch pants, okay? And I don't know if you have this on your machine. Check it out, you probably do. Even if you have the cams, you probably have that stitch. But if you don't, then there's another stitch up above. That number is 03. You can play with that and see if you can't make it smaller or tighter or whatever, okay? That's what you're going to do. Anyway, so I'm on a 31, and here are my pants. I'm closing up the pockets right now, and then I'm going to stitch the waistband, okay? Okay, so here we are turning down the waistband, all right? Yes, I serged it, but you don't need a serger for this specific, or this is a sweatshirt material, right? Well, here I'm turning down the seam so I can make a casing for my elastic, all right? Because remember, I told you I had to take that off because I've already rolled my elastic once and stitched and rolled again and stitched. But I'm not buying new clothes until I know in another 3 months, 20 pounds each 3 months. Who's going to buy new clothes every 3 months? I cannot. So instead of serging, get yourself a pair of pinking shears. This is pinking. Okay, I think they're 20 bucks or something. Or you could find any kind that'll cut fabric, okay? These are Fiskars. Anyway, so I am stitching this down, and what I've done is I pinned so that I can sew real close, but I've also done a clip up at the top. So what I'm going to do is where this white ends, I'm going to have a little gray stitch all along here. Maybe I'll do it white so you can see it next time. But what I've done, you see here, you can see I've closed up my pockets also. Sadly, that was not intentional. I like pockets. I'm 70 years old, and I'll tell you what, you want your hands free because you start walking like a penguin. Everything goes in the pockets so that you can grab if you need to. So that was sad. But anyway, you see what I've done. I go along the waistband, and I am clipping all the way around. And then I'll stitch it down and give you another peek at it. And I'll show you the elastic. Okay, I'm going to try and show you. You see where the needle is? Right in the middle there. I follow my stitch, my serger stitch, when I'm doing the waistband because I don't like anything itchy. Okay, it's going to make me nuts if it's itchy. And so I follow that. Let me show you how I do. I just, see, it's a zigzag kind of, but I just follow the serger stitch because I need it to be as soft as possible. And here we go. Okay, here we are again. We are almost to the end. This is the casing for the elastic that I've turned over at my waist. And remember, you got to leave yourself at least a 3-finger, well, you could do two inches there. opening so you can get your elastic in. Because now, as soon as you get your elastic in, I'll show you how to double it over and stitch it closed. And then you'll slip it back into your waistband. Okay, here's a look at my waistband before I put the elastic in. You see how smooth it is? Now, I'm going to tell you something. In the front here, I don't need any more inches added. So I'm not going to have the front waistband. I'm not going to put that much elastic in the front. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to leave it flat. Now there's two ways to do that. Is over here at the side, you're going to stitch your elastic. So make the front smooth as ever, and then stitch it here, and the remaining elastic is going to go in the back. Okay? This is the back, all right? The remaining elastic will be in the back. And the only reason I do that is because I carry a lot, almost all of my weight is in my belly. So I don't need any more extra fabric in the front. I need it to be as smooth as possible. And you've seen in the stores, if you don't have a pair, the elastic waist, the front is only fabric. There's no elastic in the front. In the back, they'll pull it around to the back and have elastic. That's because you don't want extra fabric in the front. I don't need any more inches up there. Okay, here's another pair that I have done. And no, I'm not going to model all pairs for you. But here you can see I have smoothed out, maybe if I get my hand out of the way, I've smoothed out the front, okay? But look at the back. The back has all the bulge. I'm okay with that for now. I just don't need excess fat in the front, fabric, okay? I like a smooth front. I don't like the bubbles from the fabric, okay? So this is just one of my pairs that I have taken in. So remember, this is not forever. This is just maybe 6 months from now I'll get a new pair of pants. LOL. Okay, so here we are over here putting elastic in here. Now you see how smooth it is. Here is the stitching. Now that's the stitching that I told you about. The looks like a lightning bolt stitch. It'll give my pants a little stretch to it. But here's the elastic. Now this elastic, I believe, is 1.5 inches. Yeah, my elastic is 1.5 inches. I don't have any thin elastic, but I like this because it's very comfortable. All right, and here's the opening. I'm going to put the elastic into this opening right here. And then as soon as I get done, I'll show you how I overlap each and do a zigzag straight down. Okay, see what I mean when I say make the front smooth. All right, this has elastic in it. Okay, just so everything is consistent. But on the side seams right here, I pinned my elastic so that I know the front is as smooth as possible. But then on this side, which is the back of my pants, look at all of the extra fabric, okay? I don't carry, well, I carry fat everywhere, but I don't carry as much in the back, okay? So I put all of the extra fabric in the back. And then here's the other side. See, there's extra fabric, but here's the front. I am so flat, I don't need any extra belly in the front. So then I put a safety pin so I can see that my front is flat, and then it goes around to the back, and there's where all my fabric is. I don't mind it being back there. I don't see it. No, it's okay because I don't carry a lot back there. Then you're going to overlap your elastic. See how it's overlapped? There's the bottom piece, and then here is the top piece. Overlap it, and then you're going to stitch right down the middle. 2 pins on either side. Don't get it in your sewing machine, but you're going to stitch right down the middle, back and forth a few times, okay? And then as soon as you get it stitched, go ahead and get it all in there And, you know, if you've got a lot of fabric back here, maybe a stitch straight down wouldn't hurt halfway between each one of these. Okay, just a stitch down to keep that from rolling. All right, you do have a lot of fabric back there. You don't have to do this. I just choose to do it because I don't need any extra fabric in the front. Okay? Okay, that is the end of the pants. Now, again, I've said it before. This isn't forever and ever. You are going to have some weight loss that you're not going to be able to fix your clothes. And you're going to have to be saving your money, just as I am, okay? Because we are not going to end because we're poor. This is not going to stop. We're going to get healthy. We're going to get out of this weight gain and on to bigger and better, right? So thanks for watching, and I will continue my Sew Inclined hacks.